Hello guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome to a video about the P47D28. Now, I've been playing the F7F Tiger Cat, trying to collect footage for a request basically. And I felt bored. Matches are not going the way that I intended for them to go. I'm not getting any good footage. And I just said, okay, I want to play American Planes. That's it. So I took this thing out because I had a lot of experience with this plane. Like, this plane taught me, one amongst other planes, the American Tech Tree taught me how to dogfight and how to play RRB this day. So the first match I got New Guinea, and I didn't see New Guinea in the map rotation in game. I didn't play New Guinea since 2017, and for those people that do not know New Guinea, it's a map where the Americans and sometimes the British would face the Japanese, and the Japanese would get an air spawn. However, the Allied team would get an airfield spawn. And now that changed. In New Guinea, both of the teams get an air spawn, but at the time it was so challenging to get an American plane to fight Japanese, while the Japanese already had the altitude advantage. Like, we all know that American planes don't climb that good. And the second match, I got Norway. Norway is. I last played the map Norway when. I don't know which match. It was in 2019. After that, after War Thunder added the map selection for the premium players, like premium players would vote which maps to ban, which maps they like, and Norway just got out of there because people really hated Norway when it was first introduced. The Allied team would get an air spawn, and the Axis team would get an airfield spawn. And the Allied team didn't have an airfield; they only had carriers. And trying to land a P47, like a new player trying to land a P47 or a P51 or a non-carrier based plane on a carrier, it's a challenge for them. And the only way to get an airfield is in the middle of the map, which is the A point, and AI would have to camp that. Patrol boats have to camp that, and they continue on spawning until they cap it. However, the problem is German BF-110s or whatever attacker that they have, they would go after the AI vehicles, and they would stop the airfield from being capped. And with that, everything changes. You'd see a lot of fighters going down low, trying to take them out so they can have the airfield. And at the same time, you'd see BF-109s at 7,000 meters. And this was at a time where the BF-109 F4 was at 3.7. Now it's 4.0. So that gives you an idea. So basically, I was really excited because I got two maps that I haven't seen in a really long time. And this map in particular that I'm flying on right now taught me how to be the pilot that I am today. It's that good. Now you see me going towards the bases, trying to bomber hunt, and you're like, okay, Silent, you're crazy. Every video you go for fighters and you ignore bombers, but now you're going for bombers. That doesn't make sense. Well, for me, it makes a little bit of sense because if those bombers choose to go after the AI next, I'm not going to have my airfield to land in, and I'm not going to risk it by landing in a carrier. So I must take them out. So I've spotted myself 3 bombers. One of them is going to be a Ju-288 in front of me. It's going to be spotted. The second one, I don't know what it is. I couldn't catch up to it. And the third one is a Dornier 217. Now, I'm doing 800 kilometers per hour, and this plane feels so light with its speed. Yes, it can compress, but it feels so amazing and it rolls so good with such immense speed. Now, I am approaching the Ju-288. The Ju-288 is fast, however, he is damaged because of that cluster of AA that is on the island. So I have a chance in here. I'm going 700 plus kph, and I'm trying to engage him. I'm using stealth, and stealth is, well, it's really fun for me because I can fool a lot of people. I take my first shot. My shots do not converge at first, but when they do converge, well, I got a couple of fires. That's it. I'm not going to keep after the Ju-288. I have the ammunition. I can spend more, but he has lethal turrets. My next target is the Dornier 217. He is also a little bit damaged because of the AA. I don't go for him immediately. I go in the vertical and use the boom and zoom tactic. In order to play this plane, you have to boom and zoom. Yes, it can defensive fly and all of that, but the main thing is boom and zoom. I engage the Dornier 217 and I destroy it. 2 fires on the engine, and at the same time I cut his wing completely clean off. That thing wouldn't have survived. Now it's time for the reset, and it's time for me to regain my altitude. So, after regaining a little bit of my altitude, it's not much, like I'm basically at 3,000 meters, I can see in the distance the only fighter left on my team, the Spitfire, is chasing a Dornier 337, and they used to be at an altitude of 6,000 meters plus, so I gotta give credit for the Spitfire player because he really did me a great benefit by bringing the team down, and later he did such a great sacrifice that turned this game from being almost impossible to bearable. The Spitfire is dogfighting the couple of Focke-Wulfs after he took out the Dornier 335, and now he's trying to, I don't know what, dogfight, disengage, or whatever. But what do I see? He turns back to the Focke-Wulfs, heads on one Focke-Wulf, and he crashes into one of them. He just took out one Focke-Wulf out of the game, even though that he died. I'm trying to engage this Focke-Wulf 190. This plane, like I said, it requires altitude. So what do? I have a lot of energy. I convert it back to altitude and go back on him. Now, I don't want to get in a dogfight with a Focke-Wulf, because a Focke-Wulf with in the right hand, it can outturn a P-47. Remember, I'm in the jug. This thing doesn't like to turn. So what I do is I come down on him. I try to take a couple of shots. My shots do not convert. So what do? I disengage. I have way more energy than him. He lost a lot of his energy. A Messerschmitt 264 tries to engage me a little bit. So yeah, I gotta keep my eye out for that. The Focke-Wulf like shoots me a couple of shots, and then he ducks down. He knows that he's out of energy. I still have plenty of energy to dogfight him. I shoot him, I get a crit. I really don't know what I critted, and I would love to know, like, I would love War Thunder to give us an idea about what we critted, because before it would say what you critted exactly. Now it just shows up from time to time. The Focke-Wulf is out of energy. If I go into the vertical, I'll be baiting myself for the Messerschmitt 264, and that thing has a lot of guns. So what do? I go back to my airfield. That it has been capped, and the AA is harassing him a little bit. I know that I'm playing dirty, but yeah, I gotta do what I gotta do to win. The Focke-Wulf disengages a little bit. I regain my altitude and go down on him once more. My forced approach is bad, so I readjust my approach. At close range, yeah, you're not surviving 850 cals. I'm sorry. At close range, they will definitely kill you. Now, I'm trying to find the Messerschmitt 264. There it is. He's trying to engage me at 2 kilometers away. We know that his shots are not going to reach me, even though that he has a lot of guns. So what do? I go back to him, and he put himself at a disadvantage. He turns towards me. He tries to head on me. I'm sorry, man. If you kept in a straight line, that would have been better for you, because I would come after you and you would have killed me with your back turrets. With your front turrets, you cannot do anything to me. I spark a couple of fires into his engines, and now it's time for the disengage. Like I did with the Ju-288. Yeah, I don't want to stay too long with this beast of a machine because he will shred me with his turrets. So, fast forwarding a little bit. There are two planes in front of me. One of them is a Ju-288 that just bombed the airfield that we just captured, and the Messerschmitt 264, excuse me, that is running away. He's terribly, terribly, terribly damaged. I crit him earlier. Couple of fires, yeah, that will do a lot to you. However, I spot a Bf-109. The Bf-109 is at my altitude. And this is the thing with the P-47. You need to have altitude advantage over your enemy, or this plane won't work. So basically what I do is I gain energy in the horizontal so I can engage him. If things go south, I will run away. He presents me with a lovely side shot. I completely butcher my engagement. So I take it a little bit to the vertical, lose a little bit of my energy, use the flaps, and come down on him. I don't want to overshoot a Bf-109. I'm sorry. I would love to have myself behind this Bf-109, so a little bit of throttle management is in order. I turn my throttle to 0%. I don't want to overshoot him. I'm working down slowly, slowly, slowly. Close range, 850 cals. They converge. His tail is completely gone. At the same time, the 264 dies. So this match has gotten from impossible to nearly impossible to really easy. Because right now I just have one Ju-288 to take care of. And, well, as you've seen, my game is laggy, so what to do? I go back to the airfield. I have 322 rounds. I don't want to risk it. And I got lucky. I seriously got lucky this game. The Ju-288 crashes. And you're going to see that in a bit. So basically, I've got myself a really good piece of memory of the good times that I had in War Thunder. And now, I get 5 kills in it. I know that this video has been, well, it's not that exciting, it's not that fun, there isn't a lot of dogfights, but at the same time, it's so nostalgic to me. That's why I wanted to put it in this video. Even though that the match that I had on New Guinea was way more interesting than this, I wanted to put this footage because this map forged me to become the pilot that I am today. 5 kills, a win. It's a GG. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Fly safe, have fun, and I'll see you on the next one.